I was here like about 3 years ago, going to the same seminar as you guys. A little bit nervous about having a child, but the reason we couldn't have kids was really more on my husband's side originally. He was a divorced man with a vasectomy and 2 kids, and I fell for him. And there's a little bit of an age difference. He's about 15 years older than me, so we decided that we wanted to have kids ourselves. So he went in for a reversal, and it didn't take. It had been too many years since he had a vasectomy, and it just didn't work out. And so he went back in and got some extractions and got some vials of semen. And I got recommended to Dr. Yelian from a friend of mine who had been here, and she really just fell in love with Yelian. And so he seemed like the kind of doctor that we'd want to work with. And he looked at our case and he encouraged us to go ahead and start here, get the vials of sperm from my husband and start here. So we did, and I have a little boy. He just turned 2. We originally got out several eggs, but only 3 took. And so we implanted 1 at a time. And Dr. Yelian was pretty sure, and he was like, I recommend 1. If you put in 2, it could be painful for the baby, or it wouldn't maybe be successful for, it's hard to have 2 sometimes. So we did, and it was fine, successful. We had 2 more in the bank. I have 1 more here. We're 9 weeks pregnant now. And so we have 1 more in the bank, and I think, if all goes as well as we plan, we'll have 2 kids and 1 embryo in the bank. There's nothing like having a kid. It's totally changed me. I was such a rebellious type person growing up, and so having a child really, it helps you to grow up, and it helps you take into consideration the meaning of life and what's so important, and not to take things for granted. And for me, it was about teaching me about unconditional love, and my son teaches me that every day.
I think her condition was good because she was young, still young, and the only reason she was in place because of male factor. Natural cycle, mini IVF, conventional, I think she can choose any offer. She will get pregnant. So the question is, what is the best option for her to get pregnant? So we decided mini IVF. So mini IVF uses a very low dose medication, taking pills and a few injections. At the end, we retrieve 6 eggs. She has 2 4AA blasts, 1 4BB blasts, so 3 blasts. Because she wanted 1 or 2 children, so mathematically 3 embryo. What I told you, the normal number should be
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. So mathematically, I know she should have 2 kids. So this is why we make 3 embryos. Chance of first embryo, you still have a healthy boy, and the chance of another embryo, she's pregnant. So she still have 1 more embryo left. So that's what's so-called precision IVF. What if choosing a conventional IVF? She will get pregnant. She probably did use 5 or 10 times more medication, produce 20 or 30 eggs, make 10 or 15 embryos, but she only needed 2. So she still have maybe 10 more embryos left in the tank. So what do we do with these embryos? The huge pressure of an ethical, moral decision to make. What do we do with those embryos? It's all lives. So she less worry about those. This is why I say that the personalized IVF, individualized, and the precision IVF, how crucial it is.
Yeah, it's very true. And when we were researching different doctors, there's a lot of doctors that kind of go to a very aggressive way of doing things, and there's a lot of medication involved. And for my case, and he takes that individually for every person's case, but for my case, it wasn't that I needed to go extreme on that. So he put me on what was going to work for me, and really, it's good because if you do have a ton of embryos, those are little babies in the freezer, and it's a lot to think about. So this really does take the pressure off.
Did you offer PGS?
What's that?
That's the question, because how we determine why we not offer her PGS testing, and some of patients will offer PGS testing. At her age, no matter you test or not, her chance for embryo to be healthy is 2 out of 3. If for chance for 1, she has about 60 or 70% chance to get pregnant. In general, in our practice, we usually offer the PGS testing for the woman above 35 or 36, and below we usually do not recommend, but if you wish to do, it's okay. And between 35 to 37, 38 is optional. Above 38 or above 40, we more strongly encourage you to do PGS testing because I know the numbers goes down, so the chance of miscarriage goes high. So I don't want you transfer embryo results in miscarriage because that's a very painful experience. Natural side IVF is a good choice if the patient wanted just one child. But if you wanted two, so I would rather when you're still young, save some embryos for the future instead of waiting for later to do IVF again. So that's probably the reason I suggest mini IVF instead of natural.
It was frankly a very good recommendation because, I mean, there's really no point in doing more than you have to. You just kind of want to get enough just to get what you need. You guys ready to have some babies? Okay, let's spin. Okay, 240007.
Oh wow, big round of applause.